Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to another analysis video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. On the agenda tonight, we're going to be taking a look at a female artist from 1952 and for all intents and purposes looks like a guitarist and a vocalist, and this is going to be her song called Ain't No Man Alive Can Handle Me. And she's called Bertha May Lightning. As always, the link to this video is in the description below, so you guys can click on that to listen to this whole song. The first thing that I will mention is that this particular guitarist from 1952, and by the way, in the title it says 1952 Lost Blues Tape, Rare Female Blues. So, as a guitarist myself, I think, well, how have I never heard of this particular artist and guitarist? And something to point out straight away that is really, out of the norm, unique for a guitarist is having 5 fingers. So here on the right hand you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the thumb will be holding the pick. So, I mean, she's got potentially so many more options than a guitarist who has just 4 fingers. And having a look at her guitar, it looks like we've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 knobs on the guitar, so she's got plenty of choice there. As for the headstock on the guitar, can't make out any brand name there, just a bit of a blur. And here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got what looks like the fret marking on the 6th fret. So again, that's totally unique because that shouldn't be happening on a guitar. But anyway, we're going to have a quick listen to this because when we listen to it, it is interesting. And by the way, if you're not understanding what I'm saying here, this is yet another AI creation, AI artist, and this 1952 Lost Blues tape isn't a Lost Blues tape from 1952. It's just something that's been typed into AI, and this is the song that we get. But we are going to be jumping into this in a little bit more detail because I have isolated the vocal so that we can see how AI works and how it's pieced this together. What is going to be interesting is listening to this recording from apparently 1952, because obviously the quality is going to be diminished. It would have been on tape and very difficult to get a really good sound, especially now, so long after the original recording, but hopefully we'll be able to make out some parts of it. Let's have a listen.
Every man talk a big game till they get a taste of a real woman. I done fed them, loved them, washed their clothes, kissed their lips, wiped their nose.
And what's interesting is the quality of the sound that we're getting here from 1952. And let me just let it play.
Taste the sugar, you'll lose your teeth. Ain't no man alive can handle me.
Yeah, and again we get this weird low fidelity sound to especially what sounds like a harmonica, but I don't know whether the AI is confused as to whether it should be a harmonica or whether it should be a lead guitar, because it sounds like it's kind of halfway between those both, but probably leaning on the harmonica side.
They say I'm too much woman for one small bed, too much thinking in this big old head, too much meat for their pride to see. Ain't no man alive can handle me. Yeah, they wanna snack.
Yeah, so I mean, again, it's interesting that the AI creations at the moment have that same sound to it, that it is just sounds low quality. And with the vocal, what is interesting about this is when we run it through the pitch monitoring software and we go back, we can see how the vocal isn't calibrated to A440. And you might ask, well, why is it not calibrated to A440 if it is AI that's coming up with this? If it's a computer that's creating these vocals and creating, the entire song? And the reason is because AI has been trained illegally on all of the best blues voices of all time. And what do those voices do? They take journeys into the microtones, the spaces between the lines. So AI is just copying exactly what it's been fed. So it means that it's going to give you a vocal that takes all of the personality and all of the artistic expression of hundreds, if not thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of voices, and it's just going to copy that. So all of obviously the rights of the singers have been breached because they haven't given AI permission to copy what they do with their voice. But because there are no laws that govern that, it means that AI has been allowed to do this, or people have been able to feed their AI models as many voices as they like. So as we come through, you'll see this kind of thing, and you'll see how the AI is constantly, I say constantly, more often than not, plotting sharp with pitch. Have a listen.
I done fed them, loved them, washed their clothes, kissed their lips, wiped their nose.
So this kind of thing, being sharp at the D sharp 4, being sharp at the C sharp 4.
Taste the sugar, you'll lose your teeth. Ain't no man alive can.
And we've still got this bluesy feel because we're flat of the A sharp 3 here.
Handle me.
So this is why when you are looking for AI or trying to determine if something is AI or not, looking at pitch monitoring software isn't necessarily going to help you because, some AI songs, because the AI has been fed on really heavily pitch corrected vocals, that's what it will reproduce. But if it's been fed blues artists and great blues singers from back in the day where tuning didn't exist, it means it's just going to copy what it's just had for its reference point. So I know that a lot of people might think this is real, especially the way that it's labeled on YouTube, being Bertha May Lightning 1952 Lost Blues Tape Rare Female Blues. And with some of the comments, one said along the lines of, wow, it's such a great sound for 1952. And then the reply to that wasn't that, oh, well, it's AI, so that's why. The reply was, it's most probably remastered from the original. An important thing to bring up here is that this creation and this blues artist, this is a request. So somebody's asking me if this person is real or not because they don't know. They don't know if this music exists and that it is really a rare, performance that's been found. So I've been asked about loads of blues guitarists and blues artists that are AI. And the reason that I'm featuring this one is because if you look at the YouTube page, it's from Dumpster Grooves. And by the way, you might be able to see this, over 1 million views on this particular AI artist and AI song that doesn't exist. It's just created from prompts. But again, a lot of AI channels that I've looked at have been in the 40,000 subscriber kind of ballpark. And here we have just a repeat of the title. And this was actually uploaded, 3 weeks ago? Something like that. So over 1 million views in 3 weeks. Anyway, it says, discovered on a forgotten mono tape marked Handle Me May 1952. This Duke joint scorcher captures the unstoppable blues powerhouse Bertha May Lightning, a woman who could outplay, outsing and outdrink half the Delta. Backed by a smoking southern electric blues combo with slide guitar, harmonica and a rhythm section that could burn a hole through the floor, Ain't No Man Alive Can Handle Me is pure grit, sass and soul, lovingly remastered from the original tape. Raw, wild and 100% unfiltered blues attitude. And then, nothing about AI here, but stick with it because we've got these Spotify links, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, and it seems like now AI songs are being added to, Spotify, Apple Music and other streaming sites. And the way that it's policed is it isn't the sites that are checking for AI generated content or AI generated songs. They just ask the uploader whether it is or not. And of course the uploader says, oh no, it isn't. So then it gets uploaded, and that's as strict as they are. It is absolutely crazy that, I've said in previous videos, that this hasn't been policed at any stage. So now this is possible. Anyway, here, please like and subscribe, all this stuff. Disclaimer, a lost session tribute. Written, arranged and composed by a human, brought to life with AI in true blues spirit. The backstory is fictional. The music's real. This channel is all about parody, tributes and forgotten gems reborn. So here, again, we get this claim that the music's real and it's human, but it's AI. So for me, that doesn't quite cut it. And then saying this channel's all about parody, tributes. So they're admitting here that this is all fictional. The backstory's fictional. So all of this stuff at the beginning is fictional. You should start with saying this, but it's clear that people are not even looking into the description of these videos, because guess what? How this content was made. Altered or synthetic content. Sound or visuals were significantly edited or digitally generated. So here, this is what's put on videos that are AI. This is what this means. But maybe people don't know what this means, or they're never ever clicking on the description of these videos, because if you did read all of this, you'd know that this isn't real, and people wouldn't be making the comments that they're making underneath this video. So it is clear that we just have to send out a message to people on YouTube to let them know that there are so many AI generations out there and creations that you have to make sure you click on the description, because I've been asked to look at this, but it's clear from the description that it's fictional and it isn't actually what it says. It's a contradiction, and then it's basically admitting AI here. And as we scroll into the comment section, the pinned comment is finally Bertha May Lightning, Ain't No Man Alive Can Handle Me, is live on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, Deezer and more. And it says please follow all this stuff. So again, they've been very careful not to mention the AI thing here or all being fictional, because they don't want people to think of it like that, because they probably wouldn't go and buy it. But maybe they will. But you never know unless you're given all the information in probably the top of the comment section. But people should be clicking on that description. And then, these kind of comments. She confidently killed this. She doesn't exist. I believe I'm addicted to everything about this tune. Harmonica, her amazing voice. The words, the beat, she done it all. Now I need more. She didn't do anything. And so many amazing women sang the blues. This woman's voice, filled with passion, is everything. More, please. It's not a woman. And here, the best voice, soul-scorching lyrics that are so emotional and deep. This is what the blues should always sound like. It's an awakening. So the blues should always sound like an AI generation that has been trained on the great blues singers without their permission to create something that it had no legal right of doing, but there weren't any laws that governed it, so it could be created, and now everything should be an AI creation that only sounds like that because of the talent of previous generations of singers. But then it says, glad you enjoy the music. No mention of, oh no, it's not a person, it's an AI creation. And then completely, this is another reply, a friend sent it to me now, and I thought, why so many artists are not known and were not known? The harmonica, the guitar, her powerful voice. For me, it's the of. Perfection blues means to me. 50s blues. So, I mean, I don't know if these comments are even real or not either, but why so many artists are not known or were not known? Because they didn't exist. This person didn't exist. Oh, look here. Where has this been all my 51 years of life? It's only been possible within, the last year or two. That's where it's been, because it's not real. So, what the heck is this? It's genius, that voice, those lines, the rhythm, the guitar, made me goosebumps. What the heck is this? It's AI. So, all of these people, if they are people, are not understanding what this is. And unfortunately, this is now the world we live in, where AI generations are going to be getting loads of views. People are going to be commenting on them as if this is, the lost song of an artist who never made it, but they're really good and they never got a break. And the advantage of this angle with AI is that people can't look into it, because if it was somebody that was really talented and never made it, and this is like a lost record of their songs or their album, because it can't be cross-referenced, they can push that narrative of, oh no, it is somebody, but just nobody knows who they were. So yeah, I mean, obviously the AI declaration is a bit of a giveaway, but yeah, why in this world have I never heard of this woman? Because she doesn't exist. So I'm just going to be going through the whole comments section saying the same thing, and people not really getting their heads around why they haven't heard of this person. It's because they really haven't taken on that this is an AI generation. And I don't really know where we go from here. Is it just going to be that in the future, the declaration of AI is going to be like this, so that people won't know? You don't have to have it anywhere, either on the audio or on the image. In this particular image, having 5 fingers is the giveaway, so it's an AI image clearly. But people can't tell when they're looking at it. So people can't tell what's AI with audio. They can't tell what's AI with imagery, even though, to my eyes and my ears, this is clearly AI, and it has been disclosed as that with the upload. But for me, it has to be something that is so clear that everyone knows before they even listen to it that it's going to be AI. Because, enough people here, seemingly, are believing this is a real person or was a real person. And, interestingly, I've just read this one. Doesn't feel like 1950s at all. A modern remake? At any rate, it is phenomenal. And then the actual channel says, 1972, the timeline's fuzzy. That's what happens when an old reel flirts with modern restoration. So I see so many channels doing this that they cannot answer a comment honestly and say the reason it doesn't sound like the 1950s is because it's an AI generation. Nobody's being honest about it, even though they've declared it as digital and synthetic in the description. If you've already said in the description that it's not real, that it's fictional, why don't you make sure this person knows that it is fictional? And, somebody says here, exactly, if this was recorded in 1952, I'll eat my hat. It wasn't, and I won't. Somebody else, yep, agree, it's hard to believe this is the 1950s. So it's just a shame that somebody or a channel that is creating this just isn't being honest about it when they've got the opportunity to be. And this is why there's so much AI stuff out there now, is because people like this are uploading it to Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon and all the other streaming sites and not disclosing, they're conveniently not disclosing that it's AI. Therefore they can sell it, try and make money from it. And in this particular case, over 1 million views and listens just in a few weeks. So I think it's unfortunately sad for the music industry and genuine artists and independent artists and artists who were around at this time, who didn't get a break and weren't known, but might have had a huge amount of talent. Ironically, the talent that was being displayed around, this time in the 50s, 60s and 70s onwards, that talent has been fed into AI that's then regurgitated their talent as something else, and now people are thinking that this is the talent. But it's not a real person. It's all come from the talent of the people who are not now getting paid for it. So they've just, taken everything that was great about artists and is great about genuine singers and great singers and artists. It's just taking that and reproducing it, putting a different or a fictional face and story behind it, and then that's getting over 1 million views, not the people that actually made this possible. And, to my mind, have been unfortunately stabbed in the back, because they were the talent. They might not have even gotten any exposure. There could be a story that's very similar to this that isn't AI, But what's going to happen with that person's voice and that person's recordings? Absolutely nothing, because people are believing something that's totally fake, a fabrication, and when the person running the channel has the opportunity to explain it, they don't. But anyway, thank you guys for asking me to check out this particular artist with too many fingers and a weird looking guitar with marks on the wrong frets of the fretboard and too many knobs on the guitar and the make of the guitar that doesn't make any sense. I think these are the things you should be looking out for. Click on the description of every video if you're suspicious about it. It might be the case it's not disclosed, but in this particular case, it means that this request wouldn't have had to have been explained. But I think it is important to point out, because even though this is marked as being synthetic and digitally created, the people commenting aren't reading that. So click on that read more. Read more about the video. You'll see it's all fictional and it's AI. And I guess people maybe don't attribute the words that are being used with AI or attribute them to AI. So anyway, thank you guys for asking me to take a look at this particular blues artist that doesn't exist, is fully fictional and made up and a fabrication. But keep those requests coming to requests@wingsandpegasus.com. As always, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Rock!